Hi folks, welcome back. We're pretty well done with the bear and the jar, and I'm back. I'm resuming this taping the next day. Normally I do it in one sitting, but for some reason I didn't quite know how I wanted to finish off the bear and what to do with it. I wanted it more for Valentine's Day, that it would be holding a honey jar. And I'm real happy with the way he turned out, but we're going to go ahead and texture it. Now, I debated this for a while, and I also made another decision. In the beginning of the taping, I called it my honey bear. It's now going to be the Cone Holiday Honey Bear. And the reason I am doing that, I'll show you in just a second. What we're going to do is we're going to put the texturing on, but this is going to be like a bear that you can change for the seasons, and I'll tell you why. Here's what we're going to do. On this plank, and I already made a video on how to put this on, we're going to have different seasons of that we can put into that little jar. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this, make it into a little relief form, and that we can just stick it in the jar. Okay, we're going to do Valentine's, of course, first. And I'll show you a video probably on each of these. I think there's 6 or 7. We have one for Christmas. We have one for Valentine's Day. We have springtime or Easter. We have the pumpkin for the fall or Thanksgiving. The Easter egg. Not the four-leaf clover. The clover, and for St. Patty's Day, and the little American flag for any patriotic day in the U.S. So this is what I have planned, and each of these have a little black mark. That's the portion that's going to be stuck into the jar. Okay, so if it's Valentine's Day, we're going to put the Valentine's Day one, and so on and so forth. But let's start with the texture. We'll do this in a little bit. This is way too thick. I'm going to be cutting this a lot thinner. It's going to be probably not even 1/4 of an inch, probably about 1/4 of an inch wide. So I'm going to make sure I have enough room that I can hold on to it. Okay. And this is about maybe 3/4 of an inch thick now. This is a leftover piece from some of the lumber the Amish guy had cut for me. So let's go back to the bear and kind of finish him up a little bit. I haven't figured out the color scheme on him yet. He'll probably be a brown and a light brown around his mouth and his feet, with black on his nose and his feet and his paws, or his claws. I guess they don't have paws. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take, when we do the texturing, and this is going to take me a little while to do, and I thought this was going to be a small project. Ha! I get into these and then I decide to, I like to try this with it. So I told you I don't edit anything, so this is what it is. As you can see on here, I kind of marked where the flow of the thing. So what you want to do is from the face you want to go out like a sun rays, okay, and then come down here and just start turning it down, up around the head and down. Then the body comes out this way, it goes underneath a little bit, comes up and goes around his butt there, a little bit on his paws or claws. I keep calling it paws, and nothing for the bottom, of course, nothing on this portion of his face or his nose or his ears. I don't think, well, one thing I wanted to show you is I did it really thin, not knowing how thin it was. I won't have an area where I can really do the ears, so the ears are going to be left alone for now, unless I can do something really, really lightly. When you are not sure if you are going through it, you just put a flashlight or a bright light behind it, or hold it up to a light, and you'll see if it's getting thinner, because the light will shine through. And I should have done that a little bit ahead of time, but it just ended up being the way it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. I'm going to use a couple of different V tools. I'm going to use this one right now. This is a V2, okay, from Dockyard. I'm going to take my sprayer. Where's the sprayer? I know I just had it because I used it. Maybe I have another one here. Oh, here it is. I'm going to spray it up a little bit. Okay, I know it'll look a little dark and weird, but you don't want to go too crazy with the spray, okay? And it's okay to go ahead and spray it a little bit and let it dry, start drying a little bit. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your little V-tool and you're just going to start here, okay? And I'm just going to do little strokes. See how small? And I'm just going to go back and forth. Some are going to be a little deeper than others, some are not. Kind of random. Okay? I don't know if you can see that. There you go, you can see it that way. And then I'm going to come down here a little bit and just kind of crisscross and head towards the face here. And just to get myself used to where all these lines are going to be. And I'm just going to keep working this until I get this whole head done. And I'll tell you, it's going to take a little bit of time, so try not to hurry it. Try to hit every spot that you can. Anything that looks a little bit on the flat side, you can go back over it. Okay, see how we've got it started? And just keep going over it. You know, just keep going over it lightly and deeply, and try to make it as even as you can. Now, you can also use a wood burner, folks. I'll tell you, I am not a fan of the wood burner. They smell. I can't handle that smoke from it. And I don't enjoy it as a lot. A lot of people do enjoy it, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, you have to do what you enjoy. I really like when one of these is really nice and sharp. It is such a delight to use one of these. Let me take it back here with a magnifying glass. I have a magnifier here somewhere. And I'm going to do a little spot here, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like when I get this portion done, and then we'll do a little bit on the body. And we'll come back, okay?